With all of the reasons people have not to vote, the next logical question is, why should they? The answer is simple. If the people do not vote, then we are no longer a republic. As the number of people who actually cast ballots shrink, the United States becomes more and more an oligarchy, where a select few make decisions for everyone. And if that isn't enough to get you to vote, consider this too. Look around to the other people in your state and your district, the other people who do vote. Do you want to leave the future of your rights, your liberty, not to mention the rights and liberty of your family, in the hands of those people? Sure, your preferred candidate for president may not win. What about governor, legislator, judge, or even dog catcher? How are any of them supposed to win if the people who agree with them can't be bothered to vote? Remember, elections are how we hire people to represent us, to exercise our sovereign power in our name. Don't you want some say in who that is? Consider the words of James A. Garfield. Now more than ever before, the people are responsible for the character of their Congress. If that body be ignorant, reckless, and corrupt, it's because the people tolerate ignorance, recklessness, and corruption. If it be intelligent, brave, and pure, it's because the people demand these high qualities to represent them in the national legislature. That means that the character of Congress, that branch of the federal government whose approval rating rarely tops 20%, the branch that has borrowed the United States into de facto bankruptcy, if that group made up of politicians whose most famous trait is their ability to lie, their character is, at least in part, your fault. That's true whether you vote or not. And what is true for Congress is true for every elected office. We, the people, are responsible for their character. And to be blunt, the American people have done a horrendous job. Just look at what else Mr. Garfield said almost 150 years ago. Now, as always, Congress represents the prevailing opinions and political aspirations of the people. The widest delusions of paper money, the crudest theories of taxation, the passions and prejudices that find expression in the Senate and House were first believed and discussed at the firesides of the people, on the corners of the streets, and in the caucuses and conventions of the political parties. When we, the people, step aside, when we refuse to do more than complain about our governments, we leave no one else to establish the policies, opinions, and aspirations of this country but the political parties. By walking away from our duty to include our opinions and aspirations in the election process, we've not only failed our fellow Americans, we've been derelict in our duties. Sure, our candidates don't always win. Does that mean we give up? After 17 years trying to pass legislation banning the slave trade in America, John Quincy Adams was asked why he kept going after all those years of failure. His answer should be our siren song today. Duty is ours, results are God's.